Hey everyone, Alameo here. And now we're actually going to jump into a match so we can get a sense of how the parallel board works, how the energy system works, the discard system, banishment, and everything else you'll need during all your games. And the first thing we need to keep in mind when starting a match is that our first hand, the first 5 cards we receive, can be swapped. Here's how it works. You'll have 30 seconds to choose from your 5 cards which ones you want to remove and draw new cards in their place. So let's get started here. Now, in some cases, we can also do this again and swap the cards we choose once more, depending on who starts the turn. Also, another very important thing when we're playing is this. Each player will have 1 minute and 15 seconds per turn, and in the first round, whoever goes second, as is happening here, receives a defensive card with the defender ability and a shield of 2. Why? To give both players the same opportunities and prevent a direct attack in the first turn. So in this first turn, what else do we have? Up here, we have the area for the units where we will place our units in the game. In addition, the upgrade cards that are played will also stay here. The upgrade cards are placed on top of the unit cards. On the right side, we have something very important when we're playing, which is this area down here. This is where the deposit is. This deposit is used to provide energy so we can summon units, use effect cards, use relics, or play any card we want in parallel. So, for you to gain an energy point, just like I already have, you'll need to select a card from your hand. Always think carefully before choosing this card, because once you select it, you'll send the card to the deposit pile. By doing this, that card can no longer be played and it will give you 1 energy point, which allows you to play a card now on your turn, depending on how much energy it requires. I have 2 energy points, so I can use either of these 2 1-point cards or this card here that costs 2 points. Below where the units are placed, we have the area where our relics will go. These relics, once they are played onto the field, are not removed anymore and they remain until they are destroyed or until the end of the match, unless the player also uses a card to remove it. So I can come here and play a relic card, and it will always be placed at the bottom area. Still here on the right side, up here we have the singularity area, which is where the cards that have been banished during the match go, and at the bottom is the discard area. So all the cards that are destroyed or used will go to this discard pile here. Also, notice that when we use a banishment card like this one and select a target, it will banish the card and remove it from the game permanently. So from now on, the player can't use it anymore, and it has gone to my banishment pile. Here on the left side of the board is our paragon. This paragon will stay here until the end of the match if it isn't summoned. From the moment you summon it, it leaves here and enters the field, and it will stay alive as long as you keep it alive. Always remember to take good care of your paragon so that it survives until the end of the match. Another very important thing when you're summoning your cards onto the field is to remember that some cards may have an ability called adjacent. When your card has the adjacent ability, the effect it generates will be applied to the cards that are next to it. So, if you want to buff a specific card, you need to remember to always summon it next to the card you want to buff, because the adjacent effect only works on the cards that are beside it. Besides that, when you're in the middle of a battle, attacks can be carried out in 2 ways. You can attack your opponent's cards to try to control the board and leave them without cards to play, just like I'm doing. Or you can also attack your opponent directly. Why? Because attacks are not mandatory on the cards. You can literally just ignore the card that's here and aim directly at your opponent, and that can get you a quicker win. But remember, if your opponent's character has Defender, they can block your attack. So you always need to pay close attention to everything happening on the board while you play, so you can make the best decisions throughout the entire match.